Thanks for joining us as we bring you this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Doris Burke and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Battling the Eastern Conference, this DC crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. 17 wins on the road with 24 losses for the Bulls this past season.
Yeah, and that's inverse of the home record, and they finished at 41-41 for 2 straight years, Kevin. That's about as middle of the pack as you can get.
It'll be the Wizards off the tip. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Rose and Gang on the floor. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. And Brewer. Now here's Arenas. From about 19 feet. It's hauled in by Noah. And Clark, our stat guy, follows up on what you just said, saying that they had inverse records for home and away in 2009 as well, if you believe that.
Huh? I mean...
Yeah, that's what he told me. I guess I'm just reading what he
All right, no kidding. Yeah. I'll take your word for it, but we'll see if they can break that trend this time around to get off of that 500 overall record and flip the script on the inverse home and road record. How about that?
Well said.
All right.
I understood it.
Okay. So did I.
We'll go to Doris Burke, who moments ago spoke with head coach Flip Saunders. And Doris, what do you have to say?
Look, Kevin, as you know, making good decisions with the basketball is always a high priority for the coach and makes all the difference for their team. As he said, they're up against a team filled with very savvy defensive players who have the ability to exploit even the slightest mistake.
Thanks, Doris. Clark, so much for advanced scouting.
Sometimes that's a false prophecy, though, and you have to adjust to what the other team is coming out and running.
Howard kicks it over to Arenas. Back to Howard. Watch with it. Boozer picks him up. Shot's good by Black. Here's Rose. Just over 3 minutes left in the first. Clark, you look at Blatch, 6'11", skilled. There's no question he's got talent.
Tremendous talent. And really, when Arenas went down, Blatch was able to step in and show that he could carry the load offensively. He's got a nice mid-range shot. He can get to the rim. He's active on the glass. I mean, this is a top-notch power forward in my mind.
Here is Rose.
Looks like they switched to man D here.
Noah. Pass to Boozer. Blatch defender. It's blocked. And Washington has possession. Down low. Here's Howard. No luck on the three-point attempt.
Well, they left him open to try to sucker him into taking that shot, and it worked out. His agility and soft touch really paid off there. Not many players could have laid that in.
Watch inside. He's covered by Boozer. Outside, Arenas. Clock at 4. 2 on the clock. Kept alive. Here's Blatch. It's good. Nice offensive rebound. Blatch has got his second bucket.
That's great hustle there, Kevin. Persistence paid.
Here's Rose.
They're quickly on their way towards the penalty. They'll need to be careful not to pick up any cheap fouls. Play defense without fouls.
You look at Derrick Rose, such a spectacular game, and yet in person, and a very quiet, humble demeanor.
Yeah, Kevin, by all accounts, I mean, a really good kid, a great kid, actually. He's focused on winning and trying to do the right things, and he always is humble and stays grounded, and you love to see that in a budding superstar.
E.G. and Lee, and he's checked in for the Wizards. Thornton comes in for Josh Howard. The Wizards with the lead. Outside Arenas. Here's Wall. He's covered by Rose. Here's Wall. Hits the left of the rim and gets the friendly bounce. Maybe Rose's one weakness is candor. His teammates back in Memphis kind of sold him out on that one.
Yeah, he's always had a weakness for sweet. Sounds like me, Kevin. As vices go, you certainly could do worse. You know, I'm sure the training staff in Chicago has been working on him to improve that diet.
Here's Wall, following the score by Derrick Rose. Here's Arenas, scooped up. Here's Wall. Oblach. And he trucks it in on the layup. Blach has got 6.
You know, that's a good job of getting the ball down low like that. I mean, those are hard to stop from that range.
Here's Rose. Cans it from in close.
He's been a go-to guy for him here in the quarter, doing an outstanding job putting the ball in the basket.
Now here's Arenas, covered by Brewer. Brewer hits the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. Washington making some changes. Young comes in for Gilbert Arenas, and it's Heinrich in for John Wall. Here is Heinrich. Young up top. Nails it from close range.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him. He's usually automatic from that close. The defense must have affected it.
Unload from 9. And it's Boozer that time, and the assist by Rose. Boozer's got his first bucket in this one. It's the Wizard. Closely contested game here at the start of the second quarter. Here is Rose, 11 points in the game. The Wizards had a down year last year. Finished off by Rose.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team it. That's your only hope.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Joakim Noah is known for playing with so much passion and energy. He said, I feel I'm in a really privileged situation, playing at the highest level, making money, doing what I love to do. Not a lot of people get the chance to do that. That's why I really enjoy what I'm doing and always make the most of it. I owe that to the people who helped me. Noah's zeal for life and the game, easy to see in the way he approaches it. Kevin?
Infectious enthusiasm, Doris. You see it every time he steps on the floor. The Bulls leading by 3. Brewer's shot is off. And the Wizards with possession. They trail by 3. Here's Young. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
Heinrich saw his numbers drop down a touch last year, but he's been getting better and better about taking care of the basketball.
And that's important for Heinrich to grow in that area. I mean, if you made a graph of his turnovers per game, Kevin, you see a very steady decline.
And Rose picks him up defensively. Shot clock at 5. Here's Heinrich. A missed 3.
You know, 9 out of 10 times he's making you pay on a wide open look like that. I guess that was number 10. One hand, 2 hands. This guy's so good, he might be able to dunk it with no hands.
I knew you were going there. Hey, from that position, he's always going to find a way to throw that thing down. Stolen away.
The closer in you get, the more they'll reach in for the pilfer. You got to protect the rock.
Rose can't hit. Back to Heinrich's turnover numbers. As a rookie, he was just under 3, and now, last year, about 1.5 a game. Not bad at all.
Oh, that's pretty solid. And with all the coaching changes that he's endured, he's always found the floor because his coaches love the fact that he's an excellent defender.
You know, Clark, McGee's mentality when he gets the ball, and he has said this, is just drive, 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 and try to get a dunk or a foul. Not too bad.
I like the aggressiveness, but you got to pick your spots. But at this stage in his career, he's not a very strong guy, but he's extremely athletic. So I like the fact that he's trying to establish himself by getting into the paint area. And as he gets stronger, he'll be able to finish more of those opportunities.
And making a change here, the Wizards. And the Wizards give up the possession.
That was an ugly possession. They were out of sync completely, and the ball just sailed out of bounds.
Here's Rose. Kept alive. Noah. And a foul ball. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
You know, Clark, there's some interesting things about Noah's background. Of course, his dad was a professional tennis player. His mom was a model. I mean, a very eclectic background. This kid has been terrific from college on.
Yeah, you know what I say, Kevin. You've heard me say this a number of times. You cannot run away from the DNA. I mean, this kid has good bloodlines, and obviously he's his own guy now, but he's got athleticism, charisma, personality, and work ethic. That's a formula for success.
Arenas can't hit.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down in the need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
You know, for these Bulls last season, Clark, they had some drama in the locker room, maybe people not seeing eye to eye in the front office and on the coaching staff.
Yeah, they certainly did. I would call it front office friction.
Yeah.
But yet, despite that, Kevin, good young talent. So whoever steps into that situation has something to work with.
Getting back to what you were talking about, you know, despite all the front office turmoil with Derrick Rose at the helm, the future does look bright for this Chicago team.
Well, not only Rose, I mean, you talk about Joakim Noah, you look at Luol Deng, he's in his prime, Taj Gibson, an impressive first-year player, so the Bulls have an awful lot of material to work with.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Verizon Center,
Here's Rose,
give it up for your
17
winner.
points in the game.
That was crazy. Nutso shots like that will get you on the bench in a hurry, Kevin.
Heinrich kicks it over to Arenas. Baseline jumper. Again, the miss by Arenas.
He's really struggling to get into any kind of comfortable flow here. 0 points this quarter, and he really doesn't look like himself out there. Great job by the defender that time. He got his feet set, stood his ground, and absorbed the contact.
E.G. and Lee, and he's checked in for Washington. Ball comes in for Kirk Heinrich. Ball with it. He's covered by Rose. Outside Arenas. Here's one.
It's a cameraman's dream when he's going up for the slam. Poster time.
Yeah, there are few guys like him in this league. What an athlete. Chicago leading. Left side Rose. Left side Rose. On the mark from 16 feet out. Rose has got 19 points.
They don't seem to have many answers for him in this game. He's doing a terrific job out there. Outstanding work.
Here's Bletch. Nails the baby hook. Bletch has got 8 points. Rose. Rose can't get that one to fall. The 3. Arenas can't hit. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And the shot by Rose. But he's got 21. 10 in this quarter alone.
Boy, he's so graceful, so smooth when he takes it strong to the rim like that.
You know, Clark, you can pretty much always depend on him for those kinds of plays.
Yeah, graceful and powerful. Sure.
And that's off as he tries to beat the buzzer.
He's still looking for his first points of the game.
And so we wrap up the first half.
Thanks for joining us for 8. A lot of points on the board.
Well, it's been a tight game as we enter the second half. Both teams going at it. Here is Rose. He's got 21. Clark, when you talk about the Washington Wizards, a team in turmoil last season.
Well, they traded away the number 5 pick trying to make a run at playoff dominance. It actually all fell apart, Kevin, due to injuries, legal troubles for Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton. They got work to do.
Josh Howard and Andre Blatch at the forward shots. John Wall and Gilbert Arenas pairing up in the backcourt. And McGee. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Here's Wall. He has 6. Outside Arenas. Clock at 4. Here's Blatch. Blocked. And it was clear, Clark, that the team was not going to contend to the East. The Wizards ended up dumping their big contracts and going into rebuilding mode.
And I think that was the right move. I mean, you have to cut your losses at some point. The rebuilding process got a huge lift in the draft lottery. And the number 1 pick, John Wall, I think he's going to be a star. And that's his second turnover in this quarter alone.
It's blocked. They retain possession. Pass to Howard. McGee inside. Working on Boozer. Watch inside. Throws it down. Here's Rose. Under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. He jams it in beautifully.
Right back at you. Back and forth we go.
You got to have a reply, right?
Yep.
Now here's Arenas. Tight defense on him. Brewer knocks it away. Thinking about Gilbert Arenas, he said he'd made a conscious decision prior to last year to avoid the media and let his play do the talking.
Well, Kevin, it didn't quite work out that way now, did it?
Nope,
It was a really hard and difficult lesson for Arenas. I hope he learned it.
The Wizards making a switch here. Wiis checked in. Wizards trail by 3. Now Wall. He has 6. Over Noah, but he recovers it. And here's Arenas to tie. Kept alive. Pass to Howard. To tie. Arenas missing again.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
Clark, back to Arenas. It's been a tough stretch for him even before the legal troubles. He'd been fighting his way back from a career. Threatening the injury.
Yeah, and that's always frustrating for a player, especially like Arenas, because quickness and explosiveness is such a huge part of who he is and what he does.
It's stolen by Rose. It's down the breakaway slam.
That's right, fellas. Don't be afraid to power it down.
Yeah, Clark, a good capper at the end of that play. The baseline J. Arenas' shot is good. Arenas has got his first 2 points. The Bulls leading by 3. Well, for the Wizards, drafting John Wall was an absolute godsend after the turmoil of the previous year.
I would consider him exactly what the doctor ordered, a dynamic point guard prospect. They had players with offensive talent, but you have to have the ball movement to be effective offensively, and I would think Wall would be a catalyst for that.
Here's Arenas, following the score by Derrick Rose. Clock at 4. Here's Wall, but they recover it. They couldn't beat the buzzer. That's a turnover for the Wizards. McGee's checked in, and Al Gordon subbed in for Josh Howard. Here is Brewer. It's a 5-point game. Back to Boozer, and here is Brewer. Pass to Boozer. Now here's Rose. Shoots a 3. Gilbert Arenas with the rebound. And for the Wizards, there's been questions about whether their young, talented players had a kind of winning mentality to rebuild quickly.
But you know what, Kevin? I mean, John Wall impresses me as that kind of a potential leader, a winning player who wants to do what's necessary to lead his team towards winning. So I think he'll cover that base pretty well.
You think he's got his head on straight?
I think so. He's an even-keeled, level-headed, dynamic talent.
Dang kicks it to Miller. Back to Dang. Over Thornton. And again, no good by Chicago.
Both teams really matching up well on the board. We've got ourselves a pretty good game here, Kevin.
Here's Rose. He's got 27. Gilbert Arenas covering. And it's Rose. This time the assist by Brewer. 29 points for Rose.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch.
It's stolen by Rose.
He forced it there. You got to be smart. Excellent defense, and the steal earns him a quick bucket in transition.
Good if it goes. That misses with contact on it. And the third quarter is over, and a good finish looks to be in store. 33. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Here's Wall. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. Rose and Dang on the floor, and Brewer.
The defense hasn't let him get too many clean looks in this game. He's having trouble getting it done at the offensive end here, and I think you've got to credit the defense. A good, smart foul there to stop the easy dunk.
And that one misses. No good on the second free throw. Wizards trail by 6. Knocked loose. Brewer with the steal.
Well, they put themselves in that position by losing control of the ball. Those turnovers can come back to haunt you. Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Here's Wall. Thornton with it. Here's Howard. It's in for 3. Howard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Gets the whistle for Blanco. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, it can be awfully hard to stay in front of guys at this level. He tried his best, but still got hit with the foul.
Here's Rose.
Look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he was throwing salt in the wound. What a game for Rose. 31 points and 2 steals. Whether it's making the tough pass or coming up with the steal, he's been able to do it.
Brewer puts the hammer down.
That dunk made a statement right there.
Now putting on a show, Clark. Such an impressive move. Takes it up. And the basket by Thornton.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Now here's Rose. Defense right on him. Dang passes to Rose. Shot clock at 5. 3 on the clock. It falls. Rose has got 33.
He's really been the focus of their offensive game plan. And he's come through for his team as they've built this lead.
It stays here.
Almost picked it off. Still, nice hustle there to deflect the pass out of bounds.
So for the Wizards, E.G. and Lee, and he's checked in for Thornton. Arenas comes in for Nick Young, and it's Heinrich in for John Wall. Now here's Heinrich. Misses the 3 after the nice pump fake.
You know, he can sink it from out there. It didn't happen that time, but at least it's in the back of the defense's mind that he will let it fly from there.
Rose against Heinrich. Heinrich gets called for blocking. That's his first foul.
They need to be aggressive, Kevin, but cautious as well. One more foul, and they'll be over the limit.
Here is Rose. Four on the shot clock. And it's Howard picking him up. And it's Rose missing.
Once he gets it inside, Kevin, he's really a good finisher. That's a good effort defensively to force the miss.
The Bulls leading by 9.
They're going to have to play really smart on defense now and defend without fouling because they're over the limit.
That free throw missing.
At the line for the Bulls, Derrick Rose. 2 shots.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both. For the Wizards, this one's not looking good. 9-point game. Blatch against Noah with the shot. And another miss by Washington.
The defense couldn't close out on the mid-range J, and the shooter made them pay.
Now here's Rose. He's guarded by Howard. 4 on the clock. And it's Rose missing. And the Wizards with possession. They trail by 9 points. Watch inside. He's covered by Dang. The shot by Blatch, no good. Good opportunity here.
And they've got a chance to push it to double digits.
Outside Rose. He's picked up by Heinrich.
So far in this quarter, he's having a hard time getting it done.
Wizards trail by 9. Rose against Howard. Wizards need to get a shot off here. The shot by Yee, no good. And so here is Chicago. 9-point game.
Yeah! What a move, Jack! As music right there. Boom!
Washington calls timeout. They're losing by 12. 39 seconds left to the 4th. Clark, what's your take?
They're going to talk strategy or perhaps what's on the dinner menu tonight. Because this one is really about over. They have no chance of winning this game.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kev. Well, during that last break, I heard Flip Saunders addressing his team. He told his players, this is when big players make big plays, guys. Go out there and make a name for yourself. We'll see if anyone answers the call, guys.
The Wizards making a switch here. Now Rose, following the three-point attempt by John Wall. Rose against Blatch. Here is Rose. There's the buzzer, and that's a shot clock violation.
Wizards ball.
Here is Howard. Here's Heinrich, and he parries it from outside. Heinrich's got his first 3 points of the game. And here's Rose outside. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.